Welcome. Just waiting for everyone to hop on here for a minute. Setting up the charts. If you're watching this on YouTube, please know that there is a delay and there's nothing I can do, unfortunately, about the delay. If you don't want a delay, then make sure you head over to the link in the description and you can either join the Zoom or you can go through the Firestorm indicators, get started with that, and join us live with the indicators and me every morning. So with that being said, I'm about to start everything here. All right, let's add everyone in. Share my screen. How is everyone doing today? We are back on Zoom. As you can see, I am on YouTube as well, but I'm just YouTube live streaming. So you don't have to be there. If you are there, let me know if there's a delay. I'd love to know, but I am pretty sure there is a delay. And no matter what platform I use, there seems to be a delay, which obviously, in my opinion, is unacceptable for me to be able to trade with you all and there be a delay. I don't like that. Can everyone see everything? Everything good? Good morning. I'm just adding everybody in. Good morning. How are you? So those Top Step accounts from yesterday, they were quite the blast. Looks like market is pulling up. So I had that accidental loss, big loss, which led to my account being done. And I purchased all new accounts yesterday, made $1,447 in 15 minutes. I recorded that and put it on YouTube. So hopefully everyone who was able to see that, because I did that right after the Zoom started. We're just gonna patiently wait here. I am setting up my computer for S&P and for US 30. Let me know if there's a delay on here. And the reason why I say that is it's raining here, super, super rainy, and I cannot figure out if my internet is working properly or not today. Nitro's doing good. I already have 2 winning trades this morning and I'm in one right now. So that worked out. Good morning. Let's see what's going on over here. So you got US 30 pulled up. US 30 seems like it's going to make the same move as S&P just did. So let's see what happens. We have NASDAQ doing the same thing, tapping into kind of the highs of last night from market open. Remember that signal all the way back here that I called out? Hold on. Let me go to it here. Right here. Well, it ended up playing out in that area. If you stayed in and just let it ride, it did play out. So I don't know if anyone caught parts of that, but that signal from yesterday that I called out worked out pretty great. Why does this keep doing this today? So it worked out pretty well. We did get a nice buy signal this morning on the 3-minute around 7 o'clock. It might be my mouse, actually. Should probably switch to the other one. Less issues with that one. Yeah. Believe it or not, my like $79 Apple mouse is completely garbage compared to my $10 Heyday, it's called, mouse. That gives me 0 issues. Kind of funny how something more expensive doesn't work as well as the cheap one. Yes, we're still trading NASDAQ. Good morning. Good morning to those on YouTube as well. There is a delay, so I just want to let you know, if you don't want to delay, of course, click the link in the description and get started, but that's totally up to you. I will do my best to call out signals ahead of time. Today's move this back without it falling. Well, now I can see everyone. I got a new desk, so I had to like reorganize everything, and there's slightly not enough room. So I'm making it work. I'm using an Amazon box temporarily until my stand comes in to hold up my other 2 monitors in the air. So the Amazon box is going to do for now. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone doing today? I'm letting you in. Some of you message me and you'll send me the same GIF. It's hilarious because your GIF is always the same. It's literally like the let me in one. And you all send me the same one that private message me.
We keep watching gold, still not good to go for short.
I think your mic is on. Are you meaning to talk to me? I mean, if you want to talk, that's great, but I just want to make sure you know that you're on speaker. So, kind of got these highs here. We got this little zone here that we just blew through yesterday, but then obviously hung out around. I don't know. I see a move to the downside, in my opinion. Let's not do 3 contracts today. Thank you. I almost just did that again. let's not. When was this? 5:30? 8:30. We tapped into 8:30 lows. Although everything seems to be pushing down quite a bit.
Order filled.
Let's see where we go. 1,500. Kind of down to this area. Pulling the break even. And look at that. This is going to be a nice day today. See if we go all the way down there and touch that little low area. Holy smokes. You gotta touch it? How do you
Order
just...
filled.
Oh, I was about to say, how do you just miss it? Okay, we passed this challenge today. Passed the challenge. Took that cell all the way down to this level. So I am basically done. My stop was here. Right around there. Wow, that was an easy day, especially since I woke up late and I'm running on maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours of sleep. I had kids waking up every 40 minutes in rotation. It was not a good thing. But we passed this challenge. Challenge is now passed. And wow, that was a pretty good day. Congratulations on your $800 you got. That was a fast day. However, let's leave here. Let's go take a look at the Firestorm indicators, because if there's a signal that comes out on a higher time frame, of course, we don't want to miss it. This was the signal from yesterday I called out. And we were like right up here on a lower time frame. I think it was on the 15-second chart. And we caught that reversal all the way down. Obviously, I didn't because I already got smoked. But that was on accident. And it's okay. Today was a nice clean break. And let's look at what the market's looking to give. So we had a previous buy signal, which means now we're looking for a sell signal. A lot of you are asking me if I can make it so Firestorm breakout will send multiple buys and multiple sells without having to wait for a sell in order for another buy to come about. I am working on that. So it's going to be a separate indicator, but when you get into the WAP community, you'll just be able to automatically add yourself to it. Can I keep calling them too? Yeah, if I see something. I mean, I'm not disappearing right now. We're only like 5 minutes into the Zoom. I know I took my trade for the day and I took my trade over here. So I'm golden with my trades. But yeah, I can call out some more signals if I see any good opportunities. We passed those accounts. By the way, if you don't know already, Top Step limits you to 9 accounts. So you have to be super, super on yourself about it because they'll limit you to 9 accounts per month on this new platform that they have. So because I blew my 5 and I had to go get another 5, I was really close on not being able to not get accounts, and I had no idea that was even a thing until obviously yesterday. So note that they will make you wait an entire month because they don't want you blowing through accounts. I know Apex and all the other brokers really don't care, but they seem to. I would say we're going to tap back down into this area here. Probably. And if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, I usually like mark up little areas. And when you see this full signal, don't think that you have to only be able to get in on that entry. I teach inside of the Firestorm indicators and also in our live streams previously how you can leverage getting in on a late signal. Oh, look at that. I know, I'm not sure why Top Step cares so much, but they do. And we're just gonna pull this down to break even. But apparently they do. Kind of got a little trend line break. I have a feeling it might want to come back down here and tap into it just as a second time and then move back up. Or tap into this area and move back up. I know that wick was like too perfect that people definitely jumped in on that for a buy. And usually what happens is it taps into the lows and then continues back up. And then everyone gets in on the next move going up. So, of course. We got our little pullback, continuation, possibly down to this area. Yeah, it is very odd. I would not take the trade until the candle breaks that trend line and it's a confirmed break and we have enough wicks up here to where we see the loss in momentum for the buyers. What's going on here? Yeah, so you can only have 9 accounts. You can have 5 active Express accounts, but you can only have 9 accounts in total in 1 month. So let's say you had 9 combines, then you passed, or I mean, you had 5 combines, you passed 5 combines, you had Express accounts, and then you blew the Express accounts, like what we had happen last weekish. I blew those accounts. And when that happened, we ended up having 4 more accounts I was able to buy, but I can't get any more than that. I'm stuck at the 4 more accounts. So that means when I get these Express accounts, this is the last time I can get Express accounts until August. Yeah, I see US 30 is pushing up. Yep. US 30 is moving on. However, I do think that we're going to tap back down into this area. I still see that happening. I just scalped another 500 bucks over here. And securing stop loss, $1,000. I'm out. I'm out. $1,000 on all my apexes and personals. So I took that little break. Like I said, I knew we were gonna tap back down into this area more. It would grab all those buyers that accumulated here, whip them out, grab their stop losses and move on up. You missed that one. I tried to call it out ahead of time. I said that when the trend line breaks, you could have at least gotten this too. I'm sorry. I tried my best today. I called 2 signals today. 2 of them. We may actually tap into this area like I thought. This little support. Oh, you were waiting for the 1 minute to close. I need your patience. I close early, still profitable. It's okay. It's okay. I get it. I usually close early too, but I've been trying to hold out lately. And it's funny because one of you guys called me out on it and said, you usually scalp your trades. You never hold out on your big trade instead of just taking $1,000 on the day like you usually do. If you held out, you would have made 4,000. And yes, I do see your point. I do see your point, but it makes me feel comfortable to scalp it. But today and the day before, I tried to hold out, and it's working a little bit. I'm getting used to it. So don't think that you're the only one that struggles with it, because I kind of do. When it was dancing around my take profit, I was just about to close it. I was about to be like, yeah, not doing this, because my body is just like, isn't wired for holding these long trades. We could tap into here and shoot right back up. So probably tap down into this area to grab even more. And then we could do a nice pullback. Could. I don't know. I gave my 2 signals for the day. This one and this one. And your Danielle is up $709. You were down $130 when you started. So I'm happy. It's a great day. It is a great day. Congratulations. You're up. Dallas is up $800. Is that how you say your name? Please tell me I said that right. I'm pretty sure it's Dallas. You're up $800. Congratulations. And to those of you beginners here, I think it's like impossible for you. We literally have other stay-at-home moms and dads and all different backgrounds getting started and day trading. Don't think because you have a certain background or you have kids, it's not possible. I literally have 5. One of them is sleeping right there. Luckily, the past 2 days, he has been sleeping in the pack and play. Up $776. Congratulations. No, I said we were probably going to pull up here. Looks like that's kind of what we're doing, because US 30 is going to the moon out of nowhere. S&P ES is not really following exactly. It seems to be just wandering around in the same area. Look, Top Step just emailed me to go activate my Express account. You should have emailed me when I passed originally, and I would have gotten in on this too. Thanks, Top Step, being a little delayed. Now, the reason why my Top Step accounts got activated a little bit faster than typically it would is they moved me to the new dashboard. So if you're on the old dashboard and they didn't message you to move to the new dashboard, then you're not going to be able to instantly activate your Express accounts. You have to wait until 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2 signals made $424, needs 1,600 to pass Apex evaluation. Congratulations. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Most of the move has kind of happened today already. We do have 10 o'clock, so you don't know what 10 o'clock is going to bring, but don't feel like you need to rush yourself to pass it, because I went through that so many times and I blew a lot of accounts in the beginning when I was just trying to rush passing it as fast as I could. But be happy of what you made. Congratulations. And know that this literally could be $424 that you make every day. Up $480. My computer rebooted in the middle of the first trade. Oh my gosh. I would literally lose my mind. You're welcome. But I took a couple quick scouts. Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. That was a great trading day. Wow. Yesterday wasn't the best for us because we got on late. Actually, I think it was good for you guys. Wasn't good for me. But today was just this whole thing is a perfect trend line break. Just like what we picked up right here, pullback. This is just a large pullback. And this is pullback continuation, pullback continuation from the downtrend we were in. We also didn't break above the previous high to make it. So we're in a buying market. As you can see, we had continue down, pull back up, continue down, pull back up, continue down, pull back up, and continue down again. And then we had the cleaner pullback. So it's down, up. We did not break that high. We came back down again. We went back up and did not break this high, which gave a nice indication that we were going down today. So just because it's trending up does not mean it's going to continue trending up. This week, I'm working on $500 a day consistency this week. Then next week, go for a bit more each day. Trying to maximize each day, as each day has killed me on challenges in the past. Yes, you are completely right, and that's a great way of thinking about it. Wow, where are we going? Oh, that's where we're going. Where we never tap back into. Remember yesterday when I was talking about how I wanted to tap back into this area, which I thought we were going to do, and we ended up not doing? It made up for it today. And then we also have this area that's like untouched. Holy smokes, we might actually be going down here. Yeah, we might actually be going down. Did we get any signals? Yes, we do have a signal from the Firestorm indicators. We have a 58% of heading down here, 82% of hitting take profit 1 on the 45-minute. We already had like a little sell. See if we got a bigger signal. Look at that. That sucks. That really sucks on this one. It had an 81% of hitting take profit 1, 52% of hitting take profit 2, which technically would have been 82% of hitting take profit 2, because if you look at the 45-minute, just went up one more. Look at the bottom. 82% of hitting take profit 1. But on the 30-minute, it says 52%. But this is the hack that you can do. You can look up to the higher time frame and see if there's another signal that gives you a higher accuracy to hold out to take profit 2 on the 30-minute. So it's just a cool way of looking at it. Wow. Hakanashi candles? I didn't look. Could be. Let's look and see what the Hakanashi candle says. Hakanashi candle says the same thing. Says the same exact thing. Yeah, there's no really big signals today. That signal was perfect yesterday. Why couldn't I just waited and got that one? I'm glad you all did though. 5 minute, got a little signal. I'm gonna switch back because I can't look at that right now. Yeah, it is crazy today. We made a massive drop. We went down to that area, like I said. Oops. Right down to that area. Oh, is he speaking? I thought he was retiring. Or not retiring, he was resigning. Apparently that's what has been floating around in the air. If he is, I'm gonna tell you this market's gonna get even more wild than it is right now. Which means if you're good with trading in this market, you're gonna be good trading when it settles down. Well, I sent out my signal for the day. I am done. Absolutely done. I'm curious to see what 10 o'clock is gonna do. What are we gonna get at 10 o'clock? %90 strong sell. This is insanity. I swear, if we're going down here, I'm gonna be even more shocked. Gold is flying. What is my bot doing? Nothing all that exciting yet. I'm in a trade right now on gold. Holy smokes. You might actually tap into this area. Those that are new here know that you can scalp down to little areas that I set about, but I'm gonna say probably this area, it's going to stop. So you would just go down to the 1 minute on your chart and watch. I'll hold up the larger 15-minute time frame for you. You took that on your practice account up $1,355. Look at how that would be if it was your live. That would be amazing. Be proud of yourself. Practice is just as important. Just scalped another $400. Thanks, Katrina. You're welcome. Congratulations. I am up $50 on my bot right now. Hasn't really gotten to its full mode of typically trading. It's been a lower week. I mean, I haven't had any losses with the bot so far, but it's been a low week. It's not been trading as much. Congratulations, Brittany, for passing your challenge. I was so proud of you. That's amazing. She just sent me a bunch of videos of her passing this challenge, and she took that sell. Wow. Congratulations. With a 75% accuracy. She is a complete beginner. Complete beginner. When I tell you, she's been a longtime friend of mine, and I've been trying to get her to trade for 8 years. And now she is trading, and she just passed her first challenge. And she just got started. 75% win rate. And she just hit the $3,003 mark. Look at that. So happy for you guys. I'm so happy for her. And all she did was just follow my strategy, follow the indicators, how I broke it down, and simplified it. Brittany, if you're watching, everyone's saying congratulations to you. $1,055 taking or $50 taking small scalps. Congratulations, April. It's so awesome. We could pull back continuation. Could happen. It's okay. Let's put it right here. Just to maybe tap down here. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. I mean, it was so far back. But when I say tap down here, because one of you just asked me, like down into this little area here, stop loss would be above the previous high. Could be down here. Just scalp it. Don't be dead set on getting the entire move if you can't. Make sure your stop loss is trailing. And I would have it pretty close. But this is just an idea. You made your money today. Don't feel like you have to get in on another trade. What's a 5 minute looking like? Like we might actually pull back and tap back down into that area. I would pull the break even just because you don't want to get yourself caught up. I figured it's going to tap back down to at least this area. So where my little dotted line is there is where I think it's going to tap back down into. The second take profit is the one further down. Another 300 bucks. Congratulations. Okay, hit that break even. That's okay because some of you have scalped on that. But that's it. That's all my signals today. That's all. I'm done. It's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Probably gonna 10 o'clock might tap down into that line again. Just to match up. And could reverse back up. Those of you on YouTube, are you catching any of this? There's something about the way you trade that just makes it so easy. It has to be intuition. Part of it is, I guess you could say, intuition. I tend to think in a way of, and people might not like this aspect of it, but I'm more of a visual manifesting type person. I'm looking for and I am predicting where the market is going in a way, but I'm also going with whatever the market's going to give to me, and I can't fully explain it other than I just I go with the flow. I look for my clean breakout setups and I look for those highs and lows, and there's nothing really crazy about it, but keeping yourself in a very calm state helps. I'm just trying to like put it into words, but you can definitely do this. It just takes time. It takes practice and it takes time. I also speak my goals into existence a lot throughout the day, over and over again. I'm constantly talking about what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, I do agree that there's some people that reach out to me and say the same thing. There could be something more outside of technical analysis. It could be. I mean, it's just it's how I've always been though. And I can't really pinpoint exactly what it is. I'm glad you're learning. I'm really glad you're learning. So like I said, we did tap back down into that little area where I had my mouse. I purposely left that there as like a little take profit one area for you. We might push past that down to here and then come back up for a little bit. Just because that 4-hour candle usually leaves a wick and it did not today. So we could tap back down here and then come back up, leave a wick on the other side, and then come back down again. Just a thought. This is how I made the other night. I recorded it and put it on YouTube. How I made $1,500 at night at 10 o'clock because I traded the 10 o'clock 4-hour candle and there was no wick on the other side. And I recorded the whole thing. I think it was 36 minutes, and how one side of it was like this. And I got in for a buy down here and took it all the way back up. It took 36 minutes to do it, but it did come back up, leave a wick on the other side, and obviously do its thing. So what is this? 10 a.m. open right here. 10 a.m. Yes, see, there is no wick on the other side here. So like if you scalped that up just so it got a wick on the other side, which is what it's going to do, you could. But it's like it's a different way of looking at it. You're looking at more manipulation in the market. See, there's the wick. I had to create that wick over there. This is from someone who's been trading for quite a while. I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that. How long have you been trading for? Why is there... If I tell you, I'll be telling you my age. Does anyone even know how old I am? More than 15 years. I've been trading for 8, if that helps. 35. No, I am not 35. April was correct. I am 28. 35 might be because I have 5 kids. No, I'm 20. I turned 28 in August. Your birthday's August 3rd. Well, happy birthday almost. I'm August 24th. And my son over here, he is August 29th. I almost had him on my birthday. I was having contractions and everything last year. And I was like, oh, wow, I might share a birthday with the baby. But no, that's not what happened. The day we were moving, I ended up getting ready to pack everything up and get in the car to leave. And right when my husband's like, we got a 14 or 17-hour trip down to Florida. I was like, okay, I'm 39 weeks pregnant, 36, 37. It's 37 weeks. Oh my goodness. 37 weeks. My water broke in the driveway before we left. We were all packed up. Everybody was in the car. We were leaving. My water broke in the driveway. I'm like, well, I guess we're here for another week. That's where we're staying. So he surprised us. He didn't get to be a Floridian baby. He was born in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I know. He was born in Pennsylvania. But enough about me. Back to the markets. I started being consistent for the last 4 years. Wow. That's about where I was 4 years ago. Yeah. 4 years ago, I started being super consistent. For the first 4 years, I was basically like guessing and I was all over the place. And to answer what you said earlier, another thing that could be helping me with my trading that's different is I did binary options for 4.5 years. So I was constantly analyzing every manipulative candle on those OTC charts that when I look at NASDAQ reminds me of OTC candles on pocket option. And I was profitable with pocket option, still am. But, you know, when I did pocket option, it's hard because you have 1 minute to make your decision, or you have 30 seconds to make your decision, and you better be right. And I had 75 to 85% accuracy there. So when I come over here, I have the chance to get in and out, and it makes me feel more calm than it would if I was putting $1,000 into a binary options trade for 1 minute, like I was doing. So like I said, I kind of figured we would dip down into this area, leave a wick on this side, then come back up. Because we didn't leave a wick on the other side of the 10 a.m. candle, we would push up more so we can leave a wick. And to those that are new here, I talk about wicks all the time because they're the best way to scalp your money. Best way to get money in your pockets is getting in on those wicks and finding the manipulation in them. So like I said, that 4-hour candle the other night, this is the same exact situation. I got in down here when I saw it getting weak. It wanted to push back past this one because obviously it wanted to grab, what do they call that? Liquidity or whatever. And I don't actually get into detail with the terminology. I know some people are more in the terminology. I'm not in that department. I'm in the department of whatever's making me money. And I don't even talk about terminology. I talk about let's make some money. And the manipulation I figured out from binary options years ago. And that's what I'm teaching you now for NASDAQ. So come down here, grab some more, pass that low, because it would indicate to other people that, okay, we're going to continue pushing down because it pushed past it. No, it's only pushing past it to grab some stop losses and to continue up. So we got our little reversal here that continued back up, created a wick on the other side on the 4-hour. Make sure you pay attention to the 4-hour. I know people say when you're scalping, you shouldn't look at the 4-hour. Only look at the 4-hour when it's the opening candle. It's very important because you can grab a lot of money on the other side if you do it right. 5-minute candle hack approaching. We did not leave a wick on the other side. So we are going to probably push back down here, maybe a little bit, leave a wick, and then continue back up. For those that don't know, 5-minute candle hack is it pushes up in one direction for the first 2 minutes. And then around the 3-minute mark, the 2-minute mark, it reverses, leaves a big pullback. And you could see it better on the 15-second chart. But it leaves a big pullback, and then it will continue back up in that direction that it was going in. Like it just did. And those are great ways to scalp like $100, $200, even $300. Okay, so like I said, now we're continuing back up. And there you could do it both ways. So what you could do is you could catch the sell here, or you could wait for the pullback and the continuation back up, catch the buy here, and then you're in the wick. And then scalp that up as much as you can with a trailing stop. This is some like 15-second binary option stuff I used to do. I used to do 15-second trades and 30-second trades in binary options, finding the manipulation in the 5-minute candle. And I found that on the OTC charts of pocket option, and the 5-minute candle does the same thing over there. It does 2 minutes one direction, 2 minutes in another direction, the last minute, 30 seconds, then it pushes up to exactly where it wants to go. So you can see better. And you see now we're getting to the last minute. We're going to push up to where exactly we need to be to make it look like this candle never did this to begin with in the middle of it. Hopefully this was an informative Zoom call. You are the second person I have seen scalping a single candle. Now I am beginning to recognize it myself. Awesome. That is really awesome. That's a huge, huge accomplishment to be able to recognize that. And as you can see here with that 5-minute candle, that's kind of how it played out. It looked really shitty on the 1 minute. But if you look at it from the 5-minute standpoint, it actually looks a little bit better and cleaner because you're not getting so confused with those 1-minute candles. They're not getting into your emotions as much. I think you told me that you're beginning to get better at scalping because of these Zoom calls. And I'm so happy to hear that. So now we kind of left the doji 5-minute candle a little bit. Here you go. We push up to one side. We might break past this. We might pull back and leave a bigger wick on the other side and then continue back up. We will see how this plays out. And I'll do this one last candle because it doesn't always do it. It's like 70%, 75% of the time it does that pullback on the other side. I had a challenge scalping until I started with you live. Wow. Well, I'm happy you're able to do better now. I really am. That's the goal here. That's the goal for these live streams is to teach you how you can scalp the markets and how it's not as hard as everyone makes it out to seem. They act like sometimes they're this special genius. And there's only a few like creators out there, day traders, that like actually talk about it in a light to where it's like you don't have to be a genius in order to do this. And then there's others that like scare everybody to the point to where this is why 99% of traders fail is because they make it sound so scary. Like, well, I got something better than you, or I'm just more talented. When really you just look at the market and you figure out what works best for you. And it's not really all that complicated. It's only complicated if you learn from someone that complicates it for you. Like I said, we're doing a pullback around that 3-minute mark. I'm going to take a wild guess and say we're going to leave a wick to about this crosshair area. So this is the trap to people that were getting in for those buys there. It's kind of scaring them from their scalping. Leave a wick on the other side and then probably either continue back up or continue down because we have that doji candle right there. Let's see. Come on, 5-minute candle. There you go. There's that wick. There's that wick again. Tap back down to where I said probably we'll push farther because we had a doji candle there, or we end up pushing back up. I'm going to take away the crosshair so you can see the time over here. But that would have been a beautiful scalp if you got in up here as it started to weaken and to come back down to make that wick on the other side around that 2-minute mark. You could have scalped a trade there. So these are like two beautiful examples of that. As volume starts to fall off, these end up happening way more often. And then, of course, when the market is doing this, you'll see it'll leave a wick for the first 30 seconds or a minute over here and then continue back down and then leave a wick and then pull back down. And it does it a lot harder when the market opens. And then as 10 o'clock rolls around, it does get a little bit slower. But then you can just start scalping individual candles and not looking for these big giant candles. Know that only these big giant candles happen during news and they happen during market open. So here we are with another trend line. Will we break it? Who knows? So if you look down here on the 2-minute, we could tap back down again and continue down. Only because what we did was we came back up. Not the daily. I don't want the daily. I want the 4-hour. We came back up here to most likely leave a wick and maybe tap back down into this area and continue down. So it's kind of a hit or miss. We did go pretty far today. And you see the wick that we left here. We went up this morning. This was that range up that we caught. And we were in the wick for the sell-off today. If I had my top step accounts live, I would have actually just kept extending my stop loss and just held out, but didn't, and that's fine. But moral of the story is we were up here when we got in, and if we got in on the pullback of that 4-hour candle. And this is just basically what this is. So when you start breaking it down into more simpler terms, that's what's going to help you the most. Do I do ICT? No, I do not do ICT. No. I find ICT not in a bad way. I just find it to be like overcomplicating it, in my opinion. I do see a lot of people have success with ICT, and I think that is absolutely amazing because I think you should find what works best for you. But in my opinion, when learning ICT, it was overcomplicating it for me. And maybe I might be trading ICT concepts. I don't know. All I know is I never really paid attention to it. And when I tried it, when I first got started trading, it was not my thing. Smart money concepts? I don't know. Smart money concepts. I heard of it, but I don't know. I never, like I said, I don't put myself in all those different areas. I just focus on exactly what's simple and makes me money. I'm not going to learn all this terminology. This is like me trying to learn calculus when I don't need it. I can find something much simpler instead of just learning calculus and pre-algebra 1, 2, and 3 or whatever it is. I can tell you I don't have knowledge on any of that. I might have graduated high school, but I graduated high school with the basic math skills because I didn't want to learn any of that. I felt like it was filler and unneeded in my life. Keeping it simple is what will keep you the most profitable. Learning calculus when all you need is algebra. I don't even know algebra. I mean, knowing algebra is probably awesome, but I don't even know algebra. I was going to start pre-algebra and then I changed my mind in high school. Decided I didn't want to learn it. I was going to graduate without the credit anyway. So there was just, I learned street smarts instead. I learned how the world worked and that helped me. But those that know pre-algebra, cheers to you because I couldn't do it. Obviously that was me like, what, 10 years ago? Are we going to pull back down here? I do not know. Because we already did that twice. However, we could because we didn't get to do it for the 4 hour. Let's see. It is breaking that trend line. So if you were to take scalps, I would not risk a lot. And I would definitely do like one contract. I wouldn't do anything like massive. We still have that take profit down here. But this is the volume starting to slow down, so you don't know where it's going to go. We are in a pretty big downtrend. We did that 5-minute candle thing, like I told you, went up for a couple minutes and then came back down again. This one could do the same thing, go up for a minute or two and then pull back down or continue back up. That's why if you were to scalp, make sure after you already made your profits for the day, you designate an amount of money, whether it's like $100 that you're willing to lose. Don't be willing to lose all your profits for the day. Designate a small amount that you're willing to risk, even if you have to go down to minis or micros and scalp that way. That way, if you want to trade a little bit more, you are not risking everything that you made. You switch to micros, that's awesome. So we're pushing up here for the first 2 minutes, I'm going to say, and then we could continue back down. For the last 2 minutes. One of you messaged me and said, what am I reading exactly? I'm reading manipulation. That's what I'm reading. I'm reading just the manipulation of the candles. I've watched these candles for so long, going on 8 years now. I know exactly how they move. And I had so much chart time of watching the manipulation of that 5-minute candle that, yeah, it's pretty common. At this point, it's just manipulation and a kind of strong 70% thought process of coming back down here to tap into the slow again. And maybe continue. Here we go at the 3-minute mark. What are we doing what I said? Are we doing it? I think we are. I'm just smiling because I know, and I hope you all made money on that. Like I said, it's like 75% of happening. Actually, could be a little bit higher. I might be a little bit low on that. Could be more like 80 because it happens a lot. But you want to stick with the trend when you do it. Stick with the trend and make sure you're not like just all over the place, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Stick with one thing and look for that. But it's almost 10:30. I'm most likely going to be out of here. We're going to probably continue back down for the next 2 minutes because it is 10:30 and that 30-minute candle will either range in that position right there or it will push back down because it's done its push down, pull back, continuation back down again. And it usually likes to make its last move in the last 5 minutes for the 30-minute candles. Like I said, most of what I think about is manipulation in candles and what they usually do. I'm not looking at most likely market structure all the time. It's mostly what I've identified over the years of staring at candles for 8 years and how they like to react. It doesn't always fit for pullback continuations all the time, but what you can leverage is when you know a pullback is coming, is when momentum gets lower. So instead of looking for the higher, when you see it go from 80% to 70% to 60%, you know a pullback is coming. And then it hits neutral for a little bit because everything's kind of all messed up. And then when you know that pullback is finishing, you will see it start rising a little bit more from 50%, from neutral to 50% to 60%. And we know the trend's already going down. So you kind of, with the wave, you know where it's going and you will figure out the whole thing. You just have to watch it. Like I can't stress enough how much you should be watching these candles and how they move with momentum, because it will give you a great indication, kind of like how volume would following order flow. This is the same thing. The momentum has so many indicators in it that it will actually start giving kind of a push. Like you see now it's neutral because we just started a 30-minute candle. So of course we're probably going to tap back up here. And we could tap back up here and then come back down, leave a wick on the other side a little bit. Maybe. But like I said, this is just like as volume slowed down, obviously hit the stop loss. But I would have just scalped the 5-minute candle hack, like I told you guys. I wouldn't have held out for that full signal because that one, isn't as easy to predict when you have it happening over here, when there's more volume. Volume is kind of slowing down now. Could we come back down? We could. We very well could. We could just be leaving a wick on the other side and continuing back down. But I think I'm gonna get out of here. I think I'm gonna get out of here. I had a great day today. The signal was, if you held out, it was a very small loss. It should have been, because like I said, lower down the micros. And I wasn't really 100% sure about this. This was just kind of like a prediction view. However, it was a 30-minute candle. There could be a very good chance if you have this set up on your computer, just keep an eye out for it, because we could tap back down into this area and come back down here. Because what it could be doing is just leaving a wick to match and then dip down into this area. And for those on YouTube that don't know, what you're doing is you're going to be scalping. We're not taking the full move. You take the full move, that's up to you. But make sure you're using micros for that trade specifically, because we already made our money this morning with the E-minis. And I will see you in the next Zoom tomorrow after I get these Express accounts done. And to those on YouTube, of course, click the link in the description if you want the Firestorm indicators and you want to be a part of our community and be on our Zoom calls. And I will see you all tomorrow. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. And I will see you later.